Alright folks, you may have seen some of the benchmark videos we've done on the channel. Recently I did i5-13600kf on a B660. That was the Gaming X motherboard. We did XTU, Cinebench R20, R23. Now, I've taken that i5-13600kf, put it in Asus Prime Z690P Wi-Fi D4 motherboard, and we're going to run all this stuff again. Now, potential differences between this: one, I put the CPU frame in, Thermalright. Didn't have the best improvement the first time. Second time, which is this time, I think there is a possibility that it did have an effect. But also, we're using the Thermalright Frost Commander 140, which oddly, in idle, this says warmer than it was with the i7-13700K, but it seems to keep this CPU cooler when actually doing real work than the previous cooler. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first thing we're going to do. XTU, there's the max processor speed. Highest CPU temp was 75. Let's see if we can beat that. So this is a dual tower, has a 120 millimeter fan and a 140 millimeter fan on it. And we are using the Thermalright paste that came with it. Wow, folks, so big difference there, right? Don't mind me as I take a sip of my Diet Coke. What was that, 5 degrees difference? Let's go back. Let's rewind. 67, 70, so 8 degrees, slightly higher max processor speed, so that's pretty good. Now, a lot of you would prefer that I use hwinfo64. So from this point on, folks, we're going to use hwinfo64. And just so you can see, here's the i5-13600kf Z690P Wi-Fi D4. This motherboard has no known issues. Some of the motherboards you'll see on the channel, we might have one little problem with them, like not all the RAM slots work, or maybe a PCIe slot is totally wrecked. But this motherboard is in great shape. All right. Now, oddly though, I'm really surprised this isn't lower. We could try undervolting it a little bit, or maybe a bunch. Why do a little when you can do a bunch, right? Let's match what we did with the i7-13700K. I started at 10 millivolts, and then I eventually went to 150. Now, I'll run this again. All right. I'm trying to beat 67 degrees. It looks like it's probably going to hit the same number. Yeah. Less processor frequency. So that may not have been the ideal spot, or we're best to just leave it where it is. I mean, obviously you can fine tune this if you would like to. We'll do one more, and then we're going to jump into R20 using, we use this, all right? And I'll run this next one and let you guys see this, as well as XTU. So it's about down to the same temp. Here we go. And if this doesn't do anything, we're just going to set it back to 0. So oddly, in the background, you didn't see this doing anything, or the fact it was, maybe it's because it was sitting on there, but over here we can see 67. So how much wattage? Not using as much wattage as I would expect. And we do have power limits set to unlimited. And so that benchmark did nothing, right? So we'll just put this back where it was. All right. We'll clear that out. Let's go ahead and open up R20. And we'll close XTU. All right. So you see one of the previous scores was this 9143. Let's get this up here. Let me hit the reset button. I'm going to have another sip of Diet Coke. So this will get hotter than XTU. And 9130. So nothing spectacular there, folks. Shame undervolting doesn't do what it does with the i7 3700 or 13700K. So there is that. Now let's go ahead and do R23. Let me reset this. Oh yeah, I should close the existing one. So there's R23. See previous high 23,710. Then we'll go ahead and mute the mic for a while. This is going to take 10 minutes. All right, so slight increase over previous score there, and tried to show you at the end the CPU fan speed. You got some temps in there. Hopefully, for those that were interested, you got what you wanted to see out of this video. If there was something else you wanted to see, let me know, and I'll try the next time I do one of these to put that in.